Hello, Brad Shelke here at Conversations with Mormons. This is part 9 of Melting Meg's Heart. Last time we ended with Meg aware that she needed to trust Jesus' death in her place to resolve her sin. I needed to lead her to abandon herself and trust Jesus. But how? That's what we'll explore today. Mormons are taught to trust their leaders as guides of God. They are told what to believe and do and obey. This hinders their ability to self-reflect and think for themselves. It is a completely manipulative approach to life. Meg was in new territory. All of her manipulative religious training stood against what she saw she needed to do. Fortunately, God created a natural approach to life and wrote it in Meg's heart. My job was to help her access it. Meg said she felt worse after beating herself up for her sins instead of trusting Jesus' death in her place. I smiled and replied, "That's because it's not your job to climb up on the cross. One of God's best expectations for you is to trust the other 3 we've talked about. Has anyone ever given you a good gift?" She smiled and said yes. "Meg, you're smiling just thinking about it. How did you respond to the gift?" "I said thank you." "Did you say thanks because your mom forced you?" "No, she wanted to say thanks. She didn't say it because she had to." It seems we all know that saying thanks is a good and natural response to a gift. Meg agreed. "What would you think if you saw someone offer me a gift you knew I needed, but I didn't seem happy or say thanks?" She said that would be rude. "I agree, it's rude because it's good to say thanks for good gifts. Can you think of a bigger gift than Jesus dying in your place to take care of all your sins without your help?" She couldn't imagine a bigger one. "How often have you thanked God for sending Jesus to do that?" With a stunned look, she said she couldn't remember ever saying it. "Is it good for you to thank Him?" She said it was. "But it's not automatic, is it, Meg?" She said no, and I could tell she was condemning herself. "Meg, there's no need to beat yourself up for your failing to give thanks because Jesus died to take care of that too." She smiled in relief. Thankfulness is God's good expectation for us to connect to what Jesus did for us and to learn to trust Him. When is it good to give thanks to God? She smiled as she said, all the time. That means now is a good time to start. You're leaving on your mission very soon and need to learn this quickly. Do you have any depressed friends? She said she didn't know any, but made very few friends at USU. Meg, many people tell me about their depressed friends. Do you think you might meet any depressed people on your mission? She said she probably would. They need to hear what we've talked about. You need to become an expert at trusting who Jesus is for you. At the Mormon Missionary Training Center, do you think you might meet any trainees who are depressed? She didn't know. Meg, I think you will. I've had people tell me they didn't want to serve a mission, but only did so out of social pressure or bribes from parents. You won't know who these depressed missionaries are, but you can talk to all of them the way we've talked. You can share what you're discovering about Jesus as everything for you. When did you say you're leaving? She said, in 2 weeks. You don't have much time. Here's my take-home assignment to help you get ready. Before sundown today, thank God for 2 things you said are true. First, pray something like this. Father in heaven, thank you for having no negative thoughts about me, even if I do. Isn't that simple? She said it was. Meg, praying this way will get God's truth deeper into your heart. Also pray something like this. Father in heaven, thank you for sending Jesus to die in my place to take care of all my sin without my help. Don't you want to trust that too? She said she really did. I smiled and said, then thank Him for it. My assignment is only for today, but if you really want to change, you could pray these every day. I want you to thrive on your mission and tell everyone what we've discussed. Here's something I wrote about relating to depressed or suicidal friends. It's simple and all about what we talked about. Especially notice at the end the thankfulness for what Jesus did for us on the cross. Please don't take anything else. You only need to read this to get ready for your mission. Meg took it. Then she thanked me, smiled, and said she needed to run to work. As I said goodbye, I was hoping it would be see you later. As she left, she glanced back with a big smile. I led Meg to the fountain of life and showed her how to drink, but I couldn't make her drink. Next week, we'll explore the power of thankfulness for the work of Christ. Until then, please join me in thanking God for sending Jesus to put away all your sin by the sacrifice of Himself. Welcome to the conversation.